Hey everyone, and thanks for jumping back into the cryptoverse. Today we're going to talk about Ethereum and we're going to be looking at key milestones just like we did with Bitcoin. If you guys like the content, make sure you subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up, and also check out the Telegram channel, which you can find a link to in the description below. Let's go ahead and jump in. So Ethereum has had one hell of a day, to say the least. If you go look at how far up it is on the day, Bitcoin is only up a modest 5%, and you have Ethereum coming in at a very humble 16%. Now, again, I don't think people should get on the line with Forbes just yet, so maybe cancel those interviews. But we still are noticing that Ethereum is doing relatively well on the day. Now, the reason why I think it may be a little bit premature to celebrate is given the fact that we know with the current market conditions, everything is super testy. Okay, the market's so testy right now with Bitcoin operating well below its 20-week moving average. So one of the things we talked about a couple weeks ago is that there's a high probability that Ethereum does go below the 20-week SMA, especially given the fact that Bitcoin was below its own 20-week SMA, and noting that we have seen Ethereum follow suit in the past. Now, it may not feel like it because of the fact that Ethereum's over $2,000, but the 20-week SMA has continued to increase, and in fact, the 20-week SMA for Ethereum is currently coming in at around 2286, with a 21-week EMA at 2162. So with that said, while Ethereum trading at 2117 at the time of this video might seem fairly impressive, it's still below the bull market support band. Now, we warned of this before, that Ethereum can easily trade below the bull market support band during the entirety of the market cycle and still be theoretically on track. I mean, there's an example over here back in October 2016 where we fell below. We had a wick 50% below it. So don't underestimate the fact that we can go below this level. It doesn't mean that the entire cycle is over, but it does mean that things are somewhat bearish for a little while. So while I am excited that Ethereum's doing something a little bit today, I don't know that it's necessarily anything worth getting out of bed for. Again, we're still below the 21-week EMA. I mean, at least let's get there before we talk about anything too much further than that. I mean, again, the all-time high is at about $4,400. And so with the current prices, Ethereum remains over 50% down from the prior all-time high. And I would speculate that Bitcoin's probably going to put in a new all-time high before Ethereum does, if I had to guess. Now, is that something you should take to the bank? Probably not. But if I had to guess, Ethereum will probably put in an all-time high after Bitcoin puts in its own new all-time high, whenever that were to occur. Okay, so today, Ethereum's doing relatively well. But again, we're not even above our bull market support band yet, so let's not get too carried away. If you look at the Ethereum Bitcoin valuation, what's somewhat interesting is that, we've had this sort of uptrend channel that we've followed on the channel for a long time, and we finally were able to pass it right here, and we're in fact bouncing off of it. So do I think that Ethereum is going to go to valuation a new local top higher than where it went a couple months ago at around 0.082? Probably not. Probably not, if I'm being completely honest. We've shown the data many times to suggest that the 90-day ROI on Ethereum during the summer is not that great. Therefore, I do not expect crazy prices in the next few months for Ethereum. And if you think about it, when I was talking about this, when Ethereum was at $4,000, it was easy to get sidetracked with say, well, we have all these upgrades coming. There's a decent chance the price should continue to rally. But I said, hey guys, let's stick to the data. The data suggests that this is very unlikely to be the case, that we need some cool off period. We're going to have a summer lull with Ethereum. Again, even with a 16% price appreciation in Ethereum, we're still looking at an Ethereum that's still more than 50% down from its prior all-time high. So I think that, again, what Ethereum needs, the thing that it needs the most right now is time. Okay, it needs time. It also needs a bullish Bitcoin, which we don't currently have. I mean, Bitcoin's still below its own 20-week moving average. And as long as Bitcoin's sort of just chilling out down here, I don't have high hopes for Ethereum in the short term. Now, in the grand scheme of the cycle, I do think Ethereum will put in new all-time highs. But I would not get so carried away in the short term on where Ethereum is headed. I think there's a lot of milestones to go. Now, if we look at some of the other milestones, we can look at the 50-week is pretty far down. And that's currently where Bitcoin just bounced off of, okay? So Bitcoin just went down to the 50-week SMA. You can see other times, I mean, here's an example of Bitcoin bouncing off the 50-week in April of 2018. In April of 2018 for Ethereum, it actually went below the 50-week SMA. So right now, Ethereum is actually holding up relatively well given the circumstances. I mean, we're we're below the 20-week SMA and the 21-week EMA, but we're still well above the 50-week SMA. If we wanted to, we may want to switch over to the daily time frame and look at some daily moving averages. Currently, the 20 days all the way, the 20 days, the yellow line, the 50 days way up here at 26.42. The 20-day SMA is at 22.14. So we're still not even above the 20-day SMA. And a lot of times, we want to at least be above that. Otherwise, the average price over the last 20 days is higher than the price it is today. So let's see if we can see a sustained rally before we get too carried away on where Ethereum is headed in July. Okay, so again, I remain very bullish on Ethereum for the grand scheme of the cycle. In the short term, I'm very cautious, mainly because of where Bitcoin is with respect to its own 20-week moving average, and also realizing that the data suggests that Ethereum's 90-day ROI in the summer doesn't tend to be that great. That means that, when I say not that great, I mean if you average it out over the last, say, 6 years, it tends to be around 1. It tends to be around 1. And so that means, there's a decent probability that over the next 90 days, the valuation of Ethereum is an average, more or less, of what you see the prices trading this summer. So let's take it one step at a time. Hey, 16% on a day, now it's 17%. This is good. I don't want to take anything away from it, and I'd be excited to see it continue to move up. I do want people to remain relatively cautious given the fact that Bitcoin is still below the 20-week SMA, and it's it really does have a long way to go before we can see it really start to turn around. The 20-week SMA for Bitcoin's over $48,000, so we're about over $13,000 away from the 20-week SMA for Bitcoin. Therefore, it does make us exercise a little bit more caution when dealing with coins like Ethereum. If you guys like the content, make sure you subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up. Also, check out the premium list if you want to know how I'm navigating these markets. You can find a link to that in the description below, or you can go to intothecryptoverse.com. Make sure you subscribe to the channel at the very least. Let's go for 500,000 subscribers. Click the bell icon to turn on your notifications, and I will see you next time. Bye.